Know me, I gotta make sure the shit's recording first. What's up, y'all? I got a good one today. As usual, I'm going through the movies, and I see a movie that I want to talk about. One of my all-time favorite Michael Douglas movies. I've always liked Michael Douglas, even when he was doing all that crazy shit. It seems to me that Kirk Douglas must have gotten his son's ass and said, you know something, you got to represent me. When you make movies, you make sure you make them right. You know, you make sure you look cool and all that shit. Because Michael Douglas be looking cool as fuck in his video. I mean, in his movies. And it seems like he only do movies where he got money. He got a couple of them where he's average, but most of the movies, he got money. I ain't talking about the action shit that he did. I like his dramatic movies, you know what I mean? And it seems that, like, this movie is on the tail end of his movie career because he's older. And I didn't know about the movie until some years ago when I saw it somewhere, and I watched it. And to me, this is not a Michael Douglas movie. I'm not used to seeing shit like this. I'm trying to remember what was said to him in the movie. It's Sean Penn, Michael Douglas, and some other people, but it's mostly Sean Penn and Michael Douglas. Now, Sean Penn is the son. It's his son. And it's called The Game. And from what I noticed, and Sean Penn said at the end, he said at the end of the movie, he said I had to do something because you was becoming such an asshole. It seems like, well, yeah, he's an asshole. He's short-tempered. He always got some slick shit to say. And there's some funny parts in the movie when him and the girl, they jumped off the building and they fell in the dumpster. He said table for two. That was funny. And when one of his shoes fell off, and she said, well, he lost the shoe. And he said, I think he said, well, that's $1,000 gone. And she said, you pay $1,000 for shoes? He said, that one. It's a dramatic movie. And there's some things about the movie that tells you things about him. Like his father committed suicide when he was young. And from what I saw, he still had, no, he's rich now, he still had his maid, or whatever you want to call him. She was still working for him. And there's some telltales that let you know that she was with him at the end, because as they talking in the kitchen, she made his food, and he got everything set up like real neat and shit. And during the conversation, you know that they go back a long way, because she brings him over a cup of fucking milk. I said, that right there tells you that she's been with him for a long time. So who brings a fucking adult male milk? Anyway, The Game is about Sean Penn put him in this game where it's like real life, and you got clues and all kind of shit that you gotta find the clues, and you gotta, first of all, you gotta be intelligent. And I think that Sean Penn knew his father's, Michael Douglas, mental state, that he was smart. Because, let me see. Well, first thing, there's one thing about the movie I didn't like. Because he putting him through all kind of shit in the movie, in the game. All kind of shit happens. The way he gets set up here, he gets set up there. And then, at the end of the movie, you got everybody involved in it. All his friends. And the only people that didn't know about this, I think, was his ex-wife, his maid, and a couple other people. Everybody else was in on the game. And at the end of the movie, like I said, Sean Penn had to know where his mental state was, because he tried to commit suicide. He jumped off a building, and he went through some glass, and when he went through, he hit a big ass, what do you call it? Stuntman usually when they jump off shit, they land on his bag. He landed on his bag. And then as they cleaned him off the glass, and they said, keep your eyes closed and break away glass. You don't want it to go in your eyes. It tells me there that, you know, it was a game. But the only part of the movie I didn't like, and they should have prepped it where you can see it happen. He got locked in the cab, and the guy rolled out the cab, and the cab shot off the street and into the water in San Francisco. What other movie did he have in San Francisco when he was younger? Anyway, now I think they should have did that scene to where they should have had somewhere the scene where you could see that the people who was in charge of the game was still there, and they was in place in case something happened. Cause this motherfucker shot off the street into the fucking water, and like I said, they had things in the game. He had a thing to roll down the window. He had in his pocket, so he knew enough to take that out, and he had to roll down the window to get out. So he rolls down the window to get out, and all the water come in. Then they should have had like maybe people in the background like sneaking, watching to make sure he was safe and like disappear into the background, but they didn't. And to me, that was the only dangerous part of the whole fucking movie. What if he didn't have the mental stability and was intelligent enough in his head to take that shit out of his pocket and roll down that fucking window? He would have drowned. To me, that whole scene was reckless. And I just wish they would have talked about that more. But everything in that movie was a game. And he got to the point where, see, the game was, like I said, because Sean Penn said that I had to do something because he was such an asshole. He was just doing all kind of shit that told he was an asshole. He was short with everybody. And he was a real smart ass. Like when it was his birthday and somebody in his office, so he's rich. Somebody in his office told him, one of the females said happy birthday. And he made some smart remark to, I guess, a female that was working with him for years, and said, he said something slick, like basically he wanted to fire her ass, because she said happy birthday. He was a motherfucker in this movie, but it's so different from any other movie he did before. And when I saw the game, I was like, damn, I've never seen this before. And to me, it was probably because he was older, and his popularity as far as movies was dwindling because so many other new actors was coming on the scene. You know what I mean? That people wasn't really watching him like they used to watch Michael Douglas movies. Cause I mean, he was in some movies. I'm not even gonna say the names. I might do some shit on y'all old heads. Y'all my age, a little younger, know what movies I'm talking about. Yeah, well, he had one movie with the crazy bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. And he had another movie. Can't think of the name of it. And in this, he was rich too. And he was talking shit too, when his wife was having an affair with a fucking artist. That's a good movie too. So he decides, because something happened with his funds, and he didn't have the money that he told her he had, and he was all fucked up. And he wanted to take her out. That was a good movie too. But yeah, The Game, to me, is a game changer for Michael Douglas and the type of movies he did. And it also, because of the way he acted in the movie, I would have thought it was a movie that he had the thought to make, and he wanted to make it, because he acted his ass off in this, and I could see it being a movie that he made because he wanted to act in it, because it was too much. He acted too good in that movie. You would have thought that was a movie he wanted to make. But yeah, I'm not gonna stay in it too long. It's called The Game. Excellent movie. Just look up The Game. That's all it is. And I didn't, maybe the year. So I think I put a picture. I'm gonna put a picture in there. The year. It might show the year. If not, I'll just fix it up where I can show you the year. But it's excellent. It's different. Put him through some shit. All kind of lies, and I can't think of the female's name, but it was good. And at the end of the movie, what was cool, where he caught up to the chick, and I guess he had some feelings for her. He totally changed. that game totally changed his attitude about people and life. And like Sean Penn said, I didn't know what else to do because you was becoming such an asshole. So he needed to have that done. And at the end of the movie, he went to find the chick. And he said, and I think it was a setup too, because Sean Penn knew that she was outside. He said, you know where she at? He said, I think she's outside. So he went outside. He was like, you know, you want to go have drinks or coffee or some shit with me one time? And she said, sure. And then as the movie's going off, he's thinking, he's looking around. And I took that as, I wonder if this shit, if the game is still going on. They put him, CRS, I think was the name of the company. Consumer Recreational, CRS, Consumer Recreational something. But I'll put it in there. But they put his ass through this shit. And I think about it, and I said, if I was an asshole, like he was an asshole, it took everything he went through in that fucking time period to get him to wake up and see that people still loved him. But he was fucked up to Sean Penn, because Sean Penn, yeah, he was a drug addict at one point. But he never treated people good. He was an asshole. So I could say it took what Sean Penn did to him. It took the game to wake him up and see that life is good. He's fucking rich. This motherfucker going home and the gate's open. He's driving from the street right into the fucking property, and it's a big ass property. But I think because the father was rich before he committed suicide, the father must have been into something. But he was rich also. I don't know if it's because of what the father did or his own shit, but they fucked with him. And he had millions of dollars, and they made it seem like he lost his money and he's pissed off because all that money was going into people's retirement funds and everything. And they was, the way they had it, that they were shooting at him and shit, and I guess it was all blank bullets. And at the end of the movie, he was stressed out on what made him jump off the building was at the end, he was so stressed out and everything, and then everybody was coming on the roof and they're trying to bang and get in to get to him. He was outside. And she was like, made it seem like she didn't know that he still had a gun. They thought they went to the apartment, the house, the mansion, and took all the guns, everything out, because he had a gun inside, what was it, the Bible or something. But she made it seem like she didn't know. But she knew, she had to know, because I know that she replaced all them bullets with blanks. So he kicked through and he shot Sean Penn. And they showed the blood and everything, and they was talking shit, this and that. That's when he turned around, he jumped off the building. But then at the end, that's when Sean Penn came out, and he said it had to do something because you was becoming such an asshole. And he hugged Sean Penn, and Michael Douglas' face, and he's stressed out and the way he was moving. It's another movie. If you can't deal with a lot of stress, go watch it. The movie's excellent, yo. The game could him do some shit. His co-workers was, like I said, the only people that wasn't in, didn't know about it was his ex-wife, and she was pregnant. That pissed him off too. The ex-wife didn't know. The ex-wife husband, all his co-workers knew, but I think the ex-wife, his lawyer didn't know either. But there were so many people in that knew about it. This shit was crazy. And I watched that shit last night, and I said, I gotta do a fucking review on this shit today. So I'm out here now because it's getting hot. So I said, let me run out here and do this, because you know the weather's been crazy here with hot, cold. So I did it. I'm glad I did it, because you gotta watch The Game with Michael Douglas. He got a whole lot of other movies, which I'm gonna go up there and look at his movies and see what else I can talk about. But I'm definitely gonna talk about the one where his ex-wife was cheating on him. His wife was cheating on him. Michael Douglas always, and he was only, this might sound crazy what I'm saying, Michael Douglas was the only white guy back in the day, to me, was cool as fuck. He had a cool walk, you know, his attitude and everything. I said, yo, he cool. Romancing the Stone, was that the name of the movie he did? To me, he needed to stay away from the action movies. I think it was Romancing the Stone. I couldn't stand that fucking movie. I think Danny DeVito was in there. I'm not sure. Even though I wasn't into them movies coming from him, I think that still was a good movie. But yeah, The Game. a must watch. And I'm putting in movies like this because this is like from my era or a little after me. But I know that there's a whole lot of movie heads out there that probably didn't see a lot of Michael Douglas stuff. Shit, Kirk Douglas did a whole lot of shit. I think he did some kind of like gladiator movie or some shit. That was him, his father. But yeah, it's an excellent movie. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. If I told you about some movies and you know you're gonna watch that movie next, no, stop. Watch the game first. Then if you got a list of shit you wanna watch that I told you about, then go back to that. But I'm gonna get up here and I'm probably gonna look up the other movies and make a video about that too. But that's also an excellent movie. You know what I mean? So I hope you have a good day. I love all y'all. Thank you for stopping by. Tell your friends about me. Bring some more people over here. It's about the movie reviews and everything. I'm getting back to being healthy and everything, so I'm starting to get back to doing my workouts. It's no longer just about workouts. It's about every fucking thing. I may talk about life. Somebody may post something, I'll talk about that. But lately, everything has been movie reviews. I'll keep y'all posted. Like I say, y'all be safe. I love y'all. Love on each other. It's hard in these streets. It's hard in these streets. Talking to my brother the other day about how crazy New York is now. But it's not New York. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Y'all get out there. Y'all be vigilant. Y'all make sure that y'all looking everywhere y'all go. Y'all see some crazy shit. Walk away. You know what I mean? Go out there, tell the police you seeing some crazy shit. Now this ain't to the crazy people out there that just wanna fuck with people. It's about the regular normal people. Tell somebody. You know what I mean? Alright. I hope y'all like this review. I love y'all. Be safe. And I'll holler at you. As always. Peace. And